It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It look better than the white one too.
TimePieceTrading is the way to go. Best watches in Miami.
These hardly come up for sale, especially the ruby.
If I'm going icy, I'm going this way. This is for sure the one.
I appreciate it if you coming through, you feel what I'm saying?
TPT. My wear for the break.
What's up, TPT family? Welcome back to this week's episode. As usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As you can see from the title, we're gonna talk about 5 misconceptions about watches. So stay tuned and let's see what they are.
That is 19.5.
Yeah, that's a good deal. What year is this?
That's a 2018.
Nice. This is great.
Another watch flex.
Wow. TimePieceTrading is the way to go. Best watches in Miami.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It look better than the white one too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Chocolate
way
is special.
Yeah, way better.
If you want to try it on, I'll
Yeah, let me
size
see.
it for you.
Let's see.
It's your first AP, right?
Yep, first AP,
Big boy
yep.
AP.
I know it's gonna be too big though.
Always do this one first.
Okay. Gotcha.
This
Okay.
and then this one, because if you do the other one, you're gonna scratch the
Okay.
little AP logo.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, let's take a few.
I'll say let's try with 2 off,
12, okay.
and then let's take it from there.
Yep.
Have you seen our YouTube before?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you wanna shout out your YouTube page, we'll post it on our.
Oh yeah, so y'all can subscribe to my YouTube. If you type in Mule, M-A-C-M-U-L-A on YouTube, like 1,000 channels are gonna pop up. So just check me out on all of them. If you want to see more like lifestyle stuff, type in Mule Vlogs, M-A-C-M-U-L-A Vlogs. Follow me on Instagram too, Guapboy Maco.
How long have you been into watches for?
Into watches?
Yeah.
Really a long time.
Really?
Yeah, a long time before I could afford them for sure. That's how when I could afford them, I knew exactly what I wanted.
So it must be amazing now that you can actually afford it and get whatever you want, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
How do you feel?
Perfect.
Not too tight, right?
No, it's perfect.
Amazing.
Yep.
So I'll leave the links
Okay.
inside the box for you,
Okay,
so that
cool.
if anything you can always
Yeah. Cool.
put them in, of course.
See, I came without the watch today.
Perfect, yeah. Just the box. Under the box, there's a warranty card.
Okay.
Warranty card with a seal that, of course, matches your watch.
And now the QR code you were talking about?
Yeah, if you wanna register under your name, it gives you 3 extra years, but depends, of course, on when it is. If it's 2018 or prior, the warranties are expired. But if anything happens with your watch, we offer a 1-year warranty ourselves.
Okay. Cool.
So if anything goes wrong with the watch, of course, it's not like your direct fault.
You're right.
We'll take care of it for you.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
So if, for example, it stops working or it acts strange or whatever, you just bring it in, we'll check it out and take care of it for you.
Okay. Cool.
Here's the warranty.
Okay.
Don't lose it because it obviously gives a lot of value to the watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you again, bro.
Yes, sir. No
It was a
problem.
pleasure.
Thank you for everything.
And let me know if you need anything at all.
Okay.
If you have any problem with your watch, with even your other watches, I'll be happy to help you out.
Cool.
I will make the appraisal in 5 minutes and I'll send it over to you.
PDF?
Correct, PDF.
Okay.
Once you have that, you can send it to the insurance guy and they'll hook you up.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you again, bro.
Thank you. Have a good
Appreciate
day.
it.
Thank y'all.
Bro, never seen that in my life.
Has a card?
Papers.
F-Serial engraved with papers?
Fucking nuts. Plus, look at, you'll know, the stone on the dial. It looks like it's cracked, but it's all the vein. It's like marble.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's...
How much you gonna ask for it?
Bro, I got it for 70. I took it on trade.
It's not terrible. It's hard to find this watch.
It's bro, I've been looping it the whole weekend. It's a nice watch to sit down, have a glass of whiskey and just fucking loop it.
You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see this watch like these hardly come up for sale, especially the ruby.
No, it has, look, it has like tiny little white dots. It doesn't have like the marble look in it. Like this, it almost seems like it's cracked.
It
But
does.
you loop it and it's super clean. Plus the thing that it's
Even the Sodalite does that too, where it gets like the white dots on it and
Really?
it starts to look like kind of shitty.
And you kept it for yourself?
No, I sold it. Mine didn't have any of that though. I
No.
got, bro, like I couldn't even believe, like the guy had only 4 watches in his whole case.
Okay.
He had like a 1680 sub, like a 11610, the old sub.
Okay.
And then he had like a Zenith Daytona on a strap, the yellow gold, like the
Okay.
terrible. And I just see that and I'm thinking this guy's gonna be asking like 80K for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'll take 44. I was like,
Oh
will you
my
do 42? He's like, yeah, please bring me the check
What?
right now. I was like, all right, bro.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It happens. Like that's what you get out of shows. Like you just have to be there and you get those type of deals.
Sometimes it's not like that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes they're asking 150 or something.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
That's really great though, bro. Congratulations. That's a
Thank
badass piece.
you. I'm gonna be getting a 16568. So it's a Zenith with a baguette bezel and a pivot with ruby markers.
On a strap.
I'll bring that to you. No, on bracelet.
Full bracelet.
Full bracelet.
That's really rare.
Yeah, I'll bring it to you. I don't know, for some reason, like I'm getting back into like Daytonas for.
I
like,
love the
this.
older stuff, bro.
I think it's.
I like it better. I've been buying that stuff for myself, the older stuff. The new stuff is great, but the older stuff, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something about it. Like, I even like how the bracelet feels. Like, a lot of people hate it, but like, even the older APs, like, I like, bro. Like, I don't know, I just like the way that they feel. They just feel great.
You know, it's like one of those. If you know, you know.
Like that Rubelite, like, there's gonna be guys that have Meteorite Daytonas and guys that have like Eye of the Tiger Daytonas, but then they just can't buy that.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't get it anymore. They don't make
That's
them
what
like
I
that
love
anymore.
about it.
What's that? 704, right?
Oh, 704.
What's the 2023, right?
325 each.
Doing deals with Timepiece Trading, baby.
Hopefully.
Wow, we're getting
Right now we're doing quotes.
Yeah, right now we're quoting. Right now it's quoting time. But something's gonna happen. That something always happens.
I hope so.
If I'm going icy, I'm going this way. This is for sure the one.
Oh, 704.
This is dope. Arm 17 Tourbillon. Factory set.
Oh.
It's white gold case, right? The 17 is white gold
Yeah.
case. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna let you know on that one.
Mhm.
And that's it. The Celestial and the factory AP.
Could be nice.
I think this right here is the way. This and the Celestial. And then, or this and this RM and match it with his wife.
That would be
With
nice.
the 704. So they could have like a carbon type of situation. You have the black 6702? Okay, copy.
You know, I have 6701 rose gold. That's
Oh,
it.
I could do this actually. This matches.
That's also nice.
This is a good his and hers, right here. If my wife is watching this, no, it's not happening. Definitely not happening.
Take the Turbo One trade.
Oh, you wanna buy it?
No.
Wanna buy my car?
If you want to sell it, yeah. The price is right. You're selling it?
Yeah, I'll get something else. I don't care.
No. Well,
I'll get a
it
new
sounds,
one.
it sounds like it's gonna be expensive.
Why?
Yeah, I got another one. I don't care.
No, why? Tell me which one. Tell me.
I don't know. What do you want to get? What do you want to trade it for?
Honestly,
You want a Range SVR?
no, definitely not. I'd rather have a Tesla Model X.
What?
So we just received this beautiful 5980/1R full rose gold bracelet. Sourced it for a really good client of mine. He's been waiting to get this piece for years. I've been talking to him since like June, July probably. He finally got the opportunity to get it. We found one like a really good price, just around 200K. So brand new 2023. So he pulled the trigger and we got it for him. We're shipping it today or tomorrow for him. For his actually for his birthday. So it's a beautiful piece. In just in time to celebrate his birthday. What do you think?
What's on the wrist today, bro?
Today is a Saru, factory Saru. I actually just found out, well, I have to double confirm this, but I just heard from a customer that they raised the retail of this watch. So before it was around 130,000, he's telling me it's $185,000. I'm absolutely stunned to hear that because that's incredible if they raised it that high. In my opinion, that might be a little bit too high, but I have to actually confirm that. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, if they did raise this retail to over 180,000, that's insane. I'll be absolutely mind blown if that's the case. But diving into things today, speaking about watches, I wanted to bring something kind of special for you guys today. So I get asked a lot of questions from all over the spectrum about watches, cars, jewelry, business in general, a bunch of different stuff. Today I kind of wanted to narrow it down a little bit, and I'm going to answer a few questions and bring a few things to the table for you guys to debate and to think about in general. So today we're going to be talking about 5 common misconceptions regarding watches, the watch industry, and just everything overall in general regarding the, the high-end jewelry watch space. So it's going to be a little bit vague. Some are more specific. But let's dive into it. Let's jump into the first one. These are just 5 that I put together. Love to hear from you guys, maybe some more misconceptions that we can talk about. These were the 5 that came to mind when I started thinking about this. So the first one, to dive right into it, we're gonna start talking about box and papers. So all the time customers reach out to me and their first question, box and papers, new, used. So these are very important questions that customers need to raise whenever you're buying an item. It is important to know if it has no box and papers, what's coming with the watch. But that being said, a lot of people think that box and papers for a watch means that the watch is authentic. So for instance, let's say I have a watch. Someone's like, oh, do you have box and papers for it? I'm like, yeah, okay, it must be authentic. A lot of customers reach out to me. They're trying to sell me a watch. Hey, I have this Datejust Jubilee. I say, okay, can you send me some pictures of it? And they'll say something along the lines of, oh, I have the box and papers, it's 100% good. The box and papers for a watch do not mean that the watch is authentic. The box and papers for the watch is the biggest misconception that I see all the time from customers all over the world. So I'm gonna put you guys on game a little bit, talk about these box and papers. So commonly between wholesalers, wholesale to wholesale, you won't even get a box with purchase. So a lot of times I buy a Rolex from another wholesaler, it'll come in, it'll be just the watch, the booklet, the card, or just the watch and the card. Sometimes it'll be a white tag, sometimes it'll be a hang tag. These are things that you need to specify with the dealer when you're buying from them. I would say more often than not, probably 90% of the time, if not more, we do not receive a box when we're purchasing from another wholesaler. Now, of course, we have hundreds and hundreds of boxes, we're always buying them. But oftentimes wholesalers will sell you the watch, the card, they'll keep the box will be sold later at a later date. Now this is for many reasons. One, the boxes are valuable. So the boxes cost anywhere from $200 to $300 typically. Sometimes they'll go as low as $100, some of the older ones $50, $30, etc. To give you a wide range, $100 to $300 is typically what a normal Rolex box is going to cost. Sometimes a little bit more, but you guys get the gist. What will end up happening is I'll get the watch, I'll get the card, the box, papers, and everything. And then whenever a customer purchases it, we'll take everything, we'll put it in the box, we'll send it out to the customer. Now, the box that you're getting might not be the original box that came with the watch, but all of the Rolex boxes are universal. So there's even collectors out there that might have 30 Rolex boxes at home. Most likely, he's not labeling each box Batman box, Pepsi box, Hulk box, Daytona box. He's probably not gonna do that. He's probably gonna have them all stacked up, and each reference has a specific box that goes with it. So for instance, let's say a Batman or a Hulk or a sports model or a Datejust, you're gonna get the medium-sized box. A ladies piece, the smaller box. If you're getting something gem set, you're gonna be getting the big box with all of the compartments underneath it. So the box, to clarify on that, it does not make a watch authentic or legitimate by any means. And don't be scared, guys, if someone's like, hey, I don't have the box, I have to get you one. Or if we say, hey, we're getting the box in the mail or something like that. Do not panic. Guys, it's very, very common. And like I said, this happens for many reasons. The biggest one is shipping. So shipping these boxes is often very expensive. Sometimes to send a box will cost more than the label itself, depending on the size. So for instance, a big gem set box, it might cost $200-300 to ship it. So that being said, a lot of wholesalers will cut those costs. They will save the boxes for later to sell them. Typically retail customers that come in to purchase, definitely from us, we're giving the box 100%. But a lot of customers will say, hey man, just keep the box, hold on to the box, or take $300 off the price for the box. That's gonna be your veteran watch buyer. He's gonna say something like that. I have customers that even sell me watches and they're like, hey man, I just cannot be asked to go up in my closet or my attic or the storage unit and get the box. Just take the watch and card. I'm like, okay, no problem. Or he'll say, I'll send it to you at a later date. So That's a big misconception about the box. Now the papers, guys. Papers for watch does not make it legitimate. A lot of people always say, oh, the watch has no papers, it must be fake. That is not the case. So same thing with the boxes. A lot of times people will either A, misplace their card or papers. They'll lose their card and papers. Maybe the watch is super sensitive. Maybe it's a gem set Rolex and the customer's scared to give the card. He doesn't want to get burned. He doesn't want to get in trouble. It's not the most clear thought process when you're not giving the card. However, it is something that's understood. Oftentimes, there's a lot of sensitive watches out there. Let's say you're buying a Sapphire RM. You might say, hey man, look, this Sapphire RM, you know, has a lot of information about me, has a lot of information about the customer. I do not want to give this paperwork out at this time. I'll give it to you later, or maybe I won't give it to you at all. I'll just sell the watch as is without the paperwork. Please send it in for service, get new papers for it, send it to Rolex Service Center, RM Service Center, order those AP or Patek archives. So that being said, whenever you're looking for a watch, do not get so caught up on the box and the paper. Specifically the box, that you don't want to get caught up on so much, because box you can always get later for a price. To give you an idea, Rolex box, like I said, 100 to 300. AP boxes are typically around $1,000. Patek boxes can go anywhere from $1,000 to $3,500. And then RM boxes, we're talking about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 depending. So guys, the box is just dollars. It has nothing to do with legitimacy of a watch or the watch in general. Take that into consideration. Now the papers are important. You need to understand if your watch is gonna have papers today, if it's gonna have papers in 3 months, does it have, you know, archive papers, does it have original papers? Those are questions you wanna ask, but just because a watch has box and papers does not mean it's real. Please guys, there is fake Rolex boxes out there, there is fake cards, there is fake papers for stuff, so you have to look at the watch. More importantly, you have to buy your seller. You're not buying a watch, so don't be scared to buy that naked watch or the watch without box and papers if it's from a legitimate source. If it's from a guy who's gonna give you an invoice, you know him, he has a storefront, he has an office, something like that. He's, you know, someone that you can trust, that you've done business with. If he's telling you, hey man, look, this watch has no box or papers, here's the invoice, here's everything, it's 100% okay, they just got lost, don't panic, it happens. Make sure you're getting the right price for that. But that's my first misconception. Touched on a lot of different topics around that, but I hope you guys get the gist. All right guys, so moving into the next category, watches from different regions. This is a big one for me. All the time people reach out and they're like, hey, I want a watch, it needs to be from the US, or it needs to be from the Middle East, or it needs to be from Europe. I want that specific boutique, you know, on my warranty card, or that specific region on my warranty card. This one kind of blows my mind, guys, because at least if you're buying from the big four, like AP, Rolex, RM, and Patek, it is not from that region, guys. It's a Swiss watch. It's originating in Switzerland. The only difference between the regions as far as distribution goes is for some certain watches are locked in certain regions. Like for instance, you'll see this with RM. This is an Asia exclusive, or even AP, you might see like, you know, a specific region, or Patek, a Singapore edition. This one came specifically from Singapore. But I have seen watches even that are, you know, locked in regions with different warranties stamps on them. So for instance, I bought a RM30 Venezuela, one of the first watches that we ever bought. Absolutely beautiful watch. And it had a Mexico stamp on it. I checked into it, 100% legitimate. Happened that it was a special order, Wild West back in the day from RM, and the watch got sent to the Mexico boutique stamp, and everything was good with the watch. So guys, when you're looking for a specific region, I know a lot of people are like, oh, the warranty is not gonna work. Majority of these watch brands have international warranties. So whether it has a Dubai stamp or a US stamp or a European stamp, do not worry at all. Everything's completely fine. Of course, you know, verify your seller, make sure everything's proper with that, but it will not affect the integrity of the warranty, guys. If you buy a watch from Europe and you come to the US and it's a brand new Rolex and you need to get it serviced, Rolex is gonna honor that warranty. They're going to honor the warranty as long as the watch is not tampered with, of course, but they will honor it. A lot of the warranty cards are international. Don't be scared, guys. The region has nothing to do with the legitimacy of the watch, the warranty. Now, of course, there are some brands that this is going to come into play, but do your due diligence, check into it. But for the most part, this is a big misconception that I see all the time. All right, so now on to one that is near and dear to my heart. This one makes me laugh every single time. When these watches first came out, maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. I got so many phone calls, even my family was calling me, my friends were calling me like, oh, this is gonna ruin the industry, etc. Smartwatches, guys. So smartwatches have been coming into the market more and more. You'll see stuff like the Apple Watch or the Samsung Watch, and now you're even seeing these health-related watches like the Whoop and other different sort of, electronic watches. So a lot of people are like, well, guys, that's it for Swiss watches. It's over. They're done. Mechanical watches are dead. Everyone's going to be wearing, these sort of electric and battery-powered watches. Guys, that is not the case in my humble opinion. I spoke to many veterans as well in the industry. There is a big difference between the guy who buys a mechanical watch and the guy that wants to buy an Apple Watch. Two completely different things. Definitely the Apple Watches will take up a share of the markets, a small percentage in my opinion, away from the guys who are buying mechanical watches, but by no means are we seeing people flock to us and say, hey man, look, I'm giving in all my APs and Rolexes, I'm going to buy an Apple Watch. Very rare to see that happen. A lot of the collectors who have a lot of watches, they will buy something like a Whoop, or they'll buy something like a Samsung watch or Apple Watch, etc. You will see guys have that in addition to their mechanical watches, but for the most part, you're not going to see people just incinerating their entire collection to throw on an Apple Watch. This is not very common at all. You'll see the same thing with cars, right? So there's guys that love Ferraris and Porsches and they love manual cars. You're not going to see them just trading everything in, or vast majority of them trading everything in to get an electronic car. It's not common, doesn't happen all the time. That is a big misconception. All right, guys, now moving on to another one that's quite fun for me. This is something that I get told all the time, and it's just simply incorrect in my opinion. So a lot of people will say, the more expensive the watch, the better the watch is. Guys, this is not the case by any means. Once again, this is my humble opinion, but I think that a vast majority of dealers and collectors out there will agree. The price point of a watch does not have anything to do with how great the watch is. There are watches out there for a couple $1,000s that are more complicated, more sophisticated than a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 watch. Complications are very important to understand. It has a lot to do with the pricing of the watch. Oftentimes, if a watch has diamonds or if it has a very high complication, you'll see a big price tag. But there's also watches that don't have any complications at all that are very expensive. Typically, you'll see this with gem set watches. So let's say a standard, Rolex day-date, right? So Rolex day-date, time, day, date. You'll see gem set on it. Let's say it's a TBR, $100,000 watch, right? TBR, very expensive, $60,000 baguette bezel from Rolex alone. But is that watch better than a perpetual calendar from another brand? Is it better than a Code 1159 perpetual? Is it better than, let's say, Harry Winston Tourbillon? There's so many different other watches to consider. The price of a watch does not make it better or worse than one another. Please take this into consideration. There is great watches out there that are not insanely expensive. Of course, some of the best ones in the world are the most expensive, right? So like, let's say, in my opinion, like a 6002G, incredible watch, incredibly complicated, so difficult to produce, so rare. This watch, great watch, one of the best. If you guys ever get a chance to see one in person, they are phenomenal. But guys, at one point, the Tiffany Patek was costing more than the 6002G. Which one is the better watch? Very ambiguous question, guys, but definitely price does have correlation to the markets, right? So let's say the market believes that this watch is worth X amount, and that has been holding for some time. That is something to consider, but it does not make one watch better than the other. So all those guys that are like, hey, my bust down is better than your sub, right? That's an ambiguous question. You're gonna have to look at the watches, the complications, what the market thinks about it, but the price does not make one watch better than the other. Now, for my last one, and I think debatably the funnest topic to talk about, people are going to be going absolutely berserk in the comments, I'm sure, after I speak about this, so get ready for that, But that being said, a lot of people want to know about watch pricing and profits. So guys, a lot of times people are like, hey man, you just sold a $2 million watch, you must have made $1 million. Hey man, you sold a Rolex Hulk for 20 grand. What'd you make, like 10 grand? You got it at MSRP and sold it at market price? Guys, watch dealers do not work in the common margins that people see. A lot of watch dealers, especially today, you will see working in very high price points with very low margins. So the watch market is very diverse. There's dealers like us, there's brokers, there is referrals, so people that will refer a customer to a dealer. There's a bunch of different ways to sell a watch. But that being said, I myself see firsthand all the time people think about this. You know, oh, this guy just sold, let's use the 6002G again. 6002G, he made $3, $4, $5 million and he's riding off into the sunset. That is typically not the case, at least on the dealer side. For the most part, the customers who have put in the legwork at the brands and are getting these watches and then introducing them to the gray market, they're making hefty profits. That being said, they also had to take very hefty losses to get to some of these pieces that are very profitable, and they have to build relationships and the value of their time and things of that nature. The watch dealers typically are not working in extremely large margins. I have seen guys, brokers, sell a $500,000 watch to make $1,500, $2,000 profit. I've seen people sell $1 million watch and make $3 grand. It happens. It does happen, guys. I know that's gonna blow your mind. You're probably like, Sean's making this up. All the watch dealers right now that are watching this are sitting at home and it's like, I know that guy. I know that guy's out there. Now, there's watch dealers that of course are going to be owning stock and looking for specific margin, but guys, the margins in watches is not as crazy as you think it is. Of course, it is a profitable business if you do it correct, but there is insane risk involved. So the guy who's buying a $500,000 watch and selling it for $530,000 or even $550,000, he's taking a $500,000 risk. So the customer's getting the watch from the store, let's say it's $100,000 retail, he's selling to the dealer for $500,000, right? That dealer is then selling it for, let's say, $530,000, $550,000. He may or may not get $530,000, $550,000. He may hold on to it for 2 years and get $505,000. He may get $510,000. He might get lucky and sell it for $550,000. So there is risk associated with selling watches, especially expensive ones, guys. But I would say for the most part, watch margins, you're gonna be seeing anywhere from 3% to probably 15%, depending. But for the most part, that 3 to 9% price point range is where people are falling into when they're buying and selling watches. Wholesalers, it's even less, right? So guys who do specifically wholesale, they're gonna be buying a Rolex for 10 grand. They might be selling it for 10.3, 10.5, 10.2 even, right? So this is common, guys. Don't think that this is, a miracle industry where you just, are making money on every single deal. There is risk associated. There is losses to be had. Every single real watch dealer that holds inventory will lose money at some point on a watch. Doesn't matter how good you are, it does happen. Even us, it happens. We've bought watches for 200,000. We've sold them for 150,000. We've sold them for 100,000. It can happen, right, guys? We have seen that there was a decline in instability in the past couple years for the watch market. Now things are pretty much stabled out and have been doing quite well, but there's risks associated. Those major profits are not always there. And this is more of a business of buying today, selling tomorrow, making a humble profit, and rinsing, repeat. So with that being said, guys, whenever you're looking to buy a watch from us, if we're offering you, let's say Batman for $18,000, and you think that offering $8,000 is gonna get the job done, guys, we do not have margins like that. Majority of watch dealers, 90% are not gonna have margins like that. Guys are gonna be working in a lot thinner margins, really close to the market price point, because a lot of these watches are incredibly liquid. So you are able to buy very close to the market, knowing that you could sell it for a little bit more. Take that into consideration. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if what I said makes sense to you. If you have more questions to ask us, I'd love to try to answer them and dig into a little bit more of these topics. But these were 5 common misconceptions from the watch market that I see all the time. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this week's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and tune in next week.